Hey, what's going on, everyone? How's it going? This is the Average Guy 1983. Today is Sunday, October 27th, 2019, and we're going to be installing some sound deadener into my 2019 Ford Flex SEL. So what we're doing is we're using Knukonceptz Colossus Edition 100mm sound deadener. It is indeed 100mm. Matter of fact, I counted a couple of them that were 118mm from the center. Now, for disclaimer on their sound deadening, that they don't tell you is that when they have these machine cut, their press machine cutters tend to flatten the edges of the sound deadener up to 2 inches, making it seem like the adhesive, or basically the butyl, is much thinner than what it's supposed to be. But in reality, it really is 100mm. I had a conversation with these guys about this, and it still turned out their way anyways. But it is true 100mm, but they should really let people know this shit before you purchase the product and start thinking that you got ripped off. But in reality, it really is 100mm, and you do get what you pay for. I bought a shop pack of 60 sheets for about $416.08 to cover this whole car. Unfortunately, after doing 2 doors, I know for a fact that 60 sheets is not going to be enough to cover this car. I'm going to probably have to buy 30 more sheets, so half a shop pack. But with that said, if you are tired of hearing your car sound like this from the rear doors and like this from the front doors, but you want them to sound like this from the rear doors and like this from the front doors, all the way down, well, then you're in luck, because today I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So let's get started. Tools you're going to need. You're going to need a 10mm socket with the large extension, at least 5 inches or more. Maybe 7 inch would be better, like that one. A roller for your sound deadening material. You're not really going to use this part, you're mainly going to use this part, so maybe something like a screwdriver would be better for you. You're going to need a box cutter, something that has a sharp knife. You want to make sure that it's sharp and to be able to cut the sound deadening sheets. You're going to need this with an SAE 1/4 inch bit for removing the rear speaker screws, because you need to remove the speaker in order to get access to the door to be able to install a sound deadener. And then at the front door, it actually uses one of these T-terminal or T-screw bits. I'm not sure which one, but they are numbered, so as we go on through the video, I will tell you which one you need. With that said, you also need a cross screwdriver, like this one here, magnetic preferred, so that you can be able to remove the screws out of the door. This one here is to remove the bolts from the door, which is where the part that opens up the door and the little area where you can close the door handle from. And then another thing you're going to need for sure, like I mentioned this before in the last video, is trim removal tools. It is very useful, very helpful to have these, because you can pick one out of 11 to see which one suits your needs for your particular panel that you're going to remove. That's not necessary, that's for another project, so ignore that. And of course, you're going to need your sound deadener sheets. I'm going to get straight to the point. You're going to need 10 sheets of Knukonceptz 100mm sound deadener to install in your front doors, and 8 sheets of Knukonceptz sound deadener to install in your rear door. I don't know how much is needed to put there or on the opposite side. I don't know how much is needed to put on the floor or on the ceiling of the car. We'll be figuring that out later on. But for now, we're just going to focus on the doors. And in another video, we'll go ahead and tackle the floors and maybe do the ceiling. I'm not sure if I am going to do it, but for sure I need to do that edge there, because that's where the stout box is going to go. So with that said, the last thing you need, it's a cleaning rag. Particularly, I would prefer microfiber that doesn't have any kind of lint, and alcohol in a bottle. All right, here we go. So it's getting a little windy, so I hope you guys don't mind that. Um, Once again, I forgot to mention, you're gonna need, again, 10 sheets of Knukonceptz 100 mil sound deadener per door. I forgot to mention that on the first clip, but it's per door. So 20 sheets for your front doors, that's 10 sheets for each side, this side and the other side, and then 8 sheets per door on the rear doors for the left side and the right side. So that's about 36 sheets just right there alone to make it dead quiet, as you heard earlier on the video. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to remove that little red cover right there. That will be really convenient to use your pry tool for that. And I'm going to try to get a lot more closer so you guys can see how this goes, because I'm using a tripod, I'm working alone, so bear with me with everything and the footage. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and grab our pry tool. We're going to be using this one, okay? It's going to be really simple to just get in here like this from the top and just press in and then just pull right out, and it comes right off just like that without it breaking. You see that? This way you can make sure that this part doesn't break and have to replace it, you know, through the Ford Motor Company and whatnot. So let me go ahead and put this inside of the cup holder in the car, and then we'll go ahead and continue on the rest of the video. Okay, down here we're also going to be doing the same thing, okay? Just grab the screw, the pry tool, I mean. We stick it in from the middle, hold on to the bottom here, this area here. You may want to cover this bottom part to make sure that it doesn't slip out and cause any problems. Get it from the middle, because there's a clip here and a clip here, and then 2 little hooks on the bottom area right here. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. Got that off, and as you can see here, neither of the teeth are broken. So now that we got that off, no marks either, which is why I like these pry tools. We can go ahead and get to this one here. Now this one is a little bit more difficult because this one here tends to get stuck, and it's gonna be a little hard to try to show you guys in there. This is about as bright as I can make the screen on the phone. But what you want to do is you want to grab the pry tool in here. You want to stick it in as much as you can, and then pull towards you. But sometimes the tool doesn't work that well, so you need to try to improvise. See how it doesn't want to come out? So if it doesn't want to come out, that's where you'll have to use a different pry tool to try to get it out. So let me try to find another one. Alright, so we're going to try to use this angle clip one and see if this one would actually work better. And then stick it in from the side and see if we can just get it open. So it seems like only one side of the tool is opening, it's actually getting inside. Man, it sure sounds like it's breaking, but it's not. Okay, let's try this part then. This thing's not listening. Wow, it really doesn't want to come out, huh? Well, this is reality though. There we go. Come on. There we go, finally. Jeez. Okay, so there you go. It came out. So as you can see, it didn't really damage anything. There's a little mark there. It's probably from earlier. But as you can see though, the most important part, the clips that hold it in place are not broken at all. So that's the purpose of these freaking tools. You just have to find which tool works for you for this specific application, which is why I highly recommend the 11-piece tool trim kit to figure out how to get your stuff off of here. Now that we did that, now we can go ahead and start removing the screws. And I'm going to show you guys how many screws there are total to remove. You do need a cross screwdriver and or a Phillips screwdriver, I believe is what it's called. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started on that right now. Here we go. Alrighty, so I removed my phone off of the tripod so I can show you guys where it's at. Here's the first one, okay? That's number one. Right down here is the second one, okay? Lower down in the bottom, that's number three. Going further into the car, that's number four, right up there. And then up here, number five, and up here, number six. Then you have two 10mm bolts, the one being in here, that would be number seven, and that one there, number eight. So let's go ahead and get those off, and then we'll come back to this video. Alright everyone, so I got to remove the 6 screws plus the 2 bolts off of the door panel. Now we can go ahead and start using our pry tool again to start getting in the middle of the door panel between the door and the panel itself and start twisting to get the doors unlocked. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do it from here. Okay, first thing you want to do is just get the tool in here, stick it in wherever you can find an opening, and start twisting sideways to make it easier to come out. In this case, it seems like it's already loose because I know that the back door requires you to for sure remove 2 like clips that are around here and around this part here, but on this door it seems like it's already off. So let's go ahead and remove this part. Oh, here we go. Right here at the top, you'll need to remove the clip there. There we go. That came off much better with this tool. So with that said, now we can just pull from the bottom towards you and then lift up, and that should remove the door panel. Now there are some clips you need to remove, wire clips, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. But we're going to start with this one first. Just simply pull this doorknob outwards if you can. Go. Well, first of all, we gotta remove the cable, and then we can go ahead and take this out. There we go. Move this out of the way, and then turn it sideways, and then take it out. And you can just let this hang a bit. Now let's go ahead and come over here so you can see the clip that has to be removed, and I'll show you guys from here. All right. So here's the clip that has to be removed. Is from underneath here where the cable for the window button's at. We just have to get to that one, figure out where you have to squeeze that to pull the wire out. There it is, and we just pull the panel out. So here's what it looks like now. And here is the door panel itself, already pulled out. I would highly recommend you just put this in the trunk so it will be out of the way and not get damaged. So I'm going to do that right now. Alrighty, now to remove the Torx screws that are in the front door, you're going to need a T20. So here's a little kit. You're going to need the T20 that's right there to be able to remove the speaker screws, to remove the speaker. And have access into the door panel. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those off right now, but just so you can see, this is what the screws look like. This is a really piece of crap speaker, by the way, but that's the screw there. See that? That's what they look like. Very cheaply made speaker there, but we're gonna go ahead and get this sound deadening thing going. So we just need the T20 Torx screw to get in here, and that's a really convenient tool to have for tamper proofing or to prevent theft on your speakers and whatnot. So let me put this back on the tripod, and I'll get the screws off of that speaker and get on to the next part of the video. Okay, so this is all we needed that screwdriver for. So now we can go ahead and remove this cheapy piece of crap speaker. So if you were to get the JL Audio C5s or any 5x7 speakers, I believe it would be far superior. than literally this so-called 50 watt speakers, which is not 50 watts. It's 25 watts for this speaker and 25 additional watts for the tweeter, which has this crossover built into it. So you ain't fooling anyone, Ford. You're not fooling anyone. Let's go ahead and continue though. Sorry about that little rant. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and remove that plastic cover off. And I am going to reuse it because what I want to do is I want to try to make that same shape into ABS plastic and pre-mold it with heat, with my heat gun into that area, and then use some rivet screws to put it together. So what I want to do is I want to carefully remove it with the butyl and try to not damage it. So try to get as much as I can without sacrificing too much butyl out of the panel here. So there you go. Just keep going with your fingers. Try to peel it off. I don't recommend using gloves. I tried using gloves on the other door, and I kept getting my fingers stuck on the butyl from the Knukonceptz mill, 100 mil Deadener, and it was really annoying to work with, and I just ended up not using the deadening material. But yeah, you kind of get the point here, right? Let's just try to pull it off as good as you can, and then just put it somewhere safely in the car where it won't get any dust on the butyl, and then keep it going. So the reason why you want to do that too, instead of just covering the whole door with sound deadener, is to be able to service your window should it ever mess up on you, and you don't have to remove the deadener and then, you know, have to repurchase it all over again and waste money, because deadener costs a lot. It's not cheap. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is we want to get a rag like this one here, like I mentioned before. Now this one's a little dirty because I used it on the other doors, and I wanted to make sure that I do it right before I would make a video and show you guys how to do it. So what we want to do here is grab some rubbing alcohol, which I filled up this bottle with it, and you want to spray inside just a bit, not a lot, just enough in the areas where it really matters. And then grab the rag and start cleaning everything off to get any dust or debris that may be in here, sandwiched in from, you know, the other material that's on here, or any kind of deadener, which in this case, trust me, Ford went really cheap. They didn't put enough deadener on this thing. They only put like one little square that's about, looks like it's about maybe 8 inches by like 3 inches. So it's not a lot. But once you got it cleaned up, we can let it dry up a bit before we get started and start putting the deadener, and then I'll tell you how many sheets you have to cut. So there's that. It's all cleaned up now, so let's go ahead and start cutting the sheets so we know what we're going to get in there. But first of all, let me go ahead and show you guys real quick the inside and what Ford put for sound deadening material. So Ford put a long strip that's about 2 inches wide of butyl, what seems to look like a layer of fiberglass and resin at the top there to try to prevent vibration as much as possible. It's a really cheap way of going out. And there's that little sheet I told you about. It looks like it's 40 mil, and it's about a good 8 inches long. It looks longer, but it's 8 inches by 3 inches because I've already measured it. And we're going to leave that on, but we're going to focus on putting sound deadener all the way down to that area where it actually curves up or curves inwards, and all the way to the top as far as we can go. So with all of that, we're going to start cutting the sheets in half. What we want to do is we want to cut each sheet that's here in half from the middle. So from the middle here, you want to cut it all the way through. Cut yourself 10 sheets, or cut 8 of them. Cut 8 of them in that length, and then cut 2 sheets in half in like a square shape. You could even cut it in 3s. So like 1, 2, and then 3. That would be a nice cut, and you're going to see what it's going to be needed for. So with that said, let's go ahead and grab the knife here so we can start cutting, and I'll get back. Alright, my apologies for the video cutting off before I got a chance to finish my sentence, but I cut up the sheets. So what I did was I cut up 8 of them in half, like you see here, and then I cut 2 sheets in 3 individual squares each that looks like this. And you're gonna see why I cut them that way. But we're gonna get started at the very top section. Okay, let me grab my phone here. At the top section of the door right here, this area here, you're going to need a total of 2 full sheets. So that's 4 pieces. When you overlap them, it's going to count as 4 layers of 100 mil. So you're basically putting 400 mils of Deadener sheets layer wise on the top part of the door, which is going to be, again, is going to be this area here at the top, but on the inside of the outer skin. So we're going to try to get some good visuals on that as best as I can. It's going to be a little difficult for me to try to install this Deadener with having limited lighting and basically limited recording footage. So yeah, let me see what I can do, man. Okay, so I'm recording now, but it's going to be nearly impossible to be able to properly see what I'm going to do. But I'm going to start with 1 sheet first, and what you want to do is you want to get it as close to the edge on that side over there as possible, but from the very top. So if you guys don't see good footage, my sincere apologies, but you know, there's I have my limitations here on what I can do. Even I can't always see everything that's here. Let's see here. Shit, I don't even know how I can get this done. Shit. Alright, bringing it up. Let me remove this little washer here real quick. Because I have to try to get this sheet all the way at the top. There we go. It's about as good as it's going to get. I had this same exact struggle with the other door, trying to get this Deadener on. But you can kind of see in a way, no? See how I did it? If not, let me give you guys a quick peek in there. So that's basically how you gotta do it. You gotta get Deadener all the way at the top, and then you gotta start basically pressing on it in order to be able to get the Deadener properly installed. So now what you got to do is you get your roller, you use the back part, and you start going this way. Press it against the material or the door skin as much as you can with whatever strength you can or have, and try to just get it in there. And you're gonna have to repeat this multiple times through the entire door, just to give you an example. So I'm going to basically stop the video here so I can finish up this section here, and then we'll get to the middle section right here where you should be able to see a whole lot better, and with the same similar lighting. So I'll be right back. Let me get those 2 whole sheets installed first, and I do apologize for not continuing with the footage. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm installing the last sheet at the very top section by the doorknob that's on the flex, just so you guys can see how I did it from the outside instead of trying to see how I'm doing it from the inside, because it's impossible for me to try to get you guys good footage just working by myself. So please bear with me, and I hope that you find this video useful for your own vehicle, whether it's a flex or it's a different car. You can kind of get an idea on how to do this on your own. But if you got a flex, well, this is going to work out just for you. So let's go ahead and put this last sheet on. Now I have a piece of cardboard on the floor to be able to rest my knee on there. This is so I also won't get any dirt on me. There's a washer that goes here, little plastic one. I moved it out of the way so that I can be able to have access to the inside. So this is the last sheet we're going to apply. So it's 2 whole sheets cut in half. When you stack them on top of each other, you're getting 400 mils of sound deadening material in this one section alone. Just so you can, you know, get an idea. This is exactly why you need plenty of sheets to be able to get these things installed, or the sound deadening material installed properly into your vehicle, and you know, get really good coverage. And some of this backing comes off, so you just got to make sure you take it off, and that's it. So we're going to go ahead and put it in through here first, because this is very small sections. I'm going to grab this hand, put it in through the speaker grill in here, and move my way up with this hand. So here we go. It's impossible also to try to remove the that butyl protector from the butyl itself whenever you get the deadener inside of the door. And the reason why it's that hard is because it gets stuck into the door. So we're gonna go over here real quick. I gotta press it in now with my hand and make sure that I get this section over here too by the door lock. And now I have to press down with my thumbs to get it into the little channel thing that's on here, because they only put like a piece of foam, like spray foam, to try to stop the vibration. So what we're doing is we're adding additional support with this sound deadener sheet. So I'm gonna go ahead now that I put it on and roll it. I don't recommend using this part. Just use this part and start scraping it back and forth until you press it against the wall of the vehicle. We're gonna start off with this side first and then work our way in. Let me see if I can. No, I don't think I can get any footage in here. It's kind of impossible. Kind of wish I had a camera guy, but low budget videos, my friends. Low budget videos. That's what the average guy's all about. Yeah, right. That's not what I'm all about. Anyways, but yeah, man, as you guys can see, I work alone, man. I work alone. Everything I do by myself, even at my freaking job. The majority of the time, though I have teammates to work with, I'm doing the majority of the work. But that's why I have my job. So yeah, works out for everyone at the same time. Anybody gets let's go or let go, I'm not going to be one of them. That's for sure. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and get this in here, and then I'll show you guys how I did this. Cool. Alright then, we got those 4 sheets in. So let me go ahead and show you guys real quick how it sounds like from outside now. See that? That's solid. That's about as solid as you can get for that top section versus this that has no treatment. Same section. See that? If I was to close the door and I did it again, now you can hear the difference. This is 4 layers, okay? 2 full sheets cut in half, stacked on top of each other. That's 4 layers of sound deadener, 400 mil. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you guys how I did this in the inside, so you guys can kind of get an idea. There's what it looks like, and as you can see, it's stacked up on top of each other in sections, so that you can see that all together 4 sheets stacked on top of each other equals 400 mils, and that's exactly what you're getting. Unfortunately, I can't get anything on that side as my hand is too big. It's like I have like Shrek hands, so I can't get to that section to try to cover that a little bit. But even that little section there by the door handle, it's not gonna make a difference at all, and I guarantee it won't. But this is the sound deadening material in here that you can even press more with your finger if you really want to and smash it in more. But this is how it looks like. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There you go. But that's the top section there over this little crevice, whatever the hell this thing is called. Now we're gonna start on the bottom here where this stock sound deadener stuff is at, and this cheapy fiberglass with resin on top smashed in with butyl. It's kind of smart but stupid at the same time, but this is just Ford's way of cutting corners. So let's go ahead and get to this section now. All right, let's do this. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start with the other sheets, and we're going to be using this, so I'm not removing this little sheet here. We're going to use this part here. We're going to leave it on, and we just want to focus on getting this sheet all the way inside. That you can see there, we got to try to get it all the way to the back, all the way to the far end corner, and try to make sure that we cover as much of the outer skin as possible with this deadener. So here we go. As soon as I can get this material paper coating off, here we go. And again, man, if you guys have been finding this video useful, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button. You can punch it, you can smack it, you can bitch slap it, whatever you want to do with that thumbs up button. But press it for me, man, because this totally helps me out to continue to make these videos. I don't get any sponsorship, and I am in no ways being sponsored by Knukonceptz either. They don't sponsor little guys like me. They only sponsor big guys like Mark from Car Audio Fabrication, or anybody else who already has a big name. So but again, there's a lot of choices though in sound deadening material, so you don't have to go with Knukonceptz. There's lots of you know, people who make deadener material that might even make it far superior than Knukonceptz. So in that case, go with what you like, you know. At least that's the way I see it. But yeah, this is how I'm doing it. So this is exactly how I did the top. I just kept going back and forth because this part here, this is stupid. This doesn't do anything at all for you. So I even regret buying this roller. I could have just used a screwdriver, the end of it, and just, you know, the handle part, and dealt with that. Okay, so let me go ahead and try to take care of this other part here on this side with my other hand that you see there. I'm gonna have to push it as far as I can so it can stick onto the door. So again, one sheet, which is one layer, is not going to do anything for you. You need to have at least 3 to 4 layers to be able to tell the difference. But cutting the sheets in strips, like the way I cut them, allows you to have at least 2 to 4 layers of sound deadening material, which would equal to 400 mils. With this section here. So in a way, it's kind of good because you're actually in a way you're saving material instead of having to use a whole sheet. You're only focusing on what needs to be done. But again, now we're going all the way across to the opposite side of the sheet, or the door, and we're just getting it in there. See how it's being stacked on top of each other, just like that. So you can see it goes all the way to the back. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna come over here and finish this off over here, this section. So you can see how I'm getting this done. I'm doing it single-handedly, holding onto my tripod at the same time, by the way. So again, if you have any other flex owners, friends that you know of, let them know about this channel. I know there's a lot of other people doing cool stuff with their cars. Like there's this guy who's modifying his Ford Flex that has an EcoBoost engine, and I'm actually following him on YouTube because I wanted to see how he removed his rear seats and the front seats and the middle row seats and even the headliner. Unfortunately, he skipped all that detail work that would have been very useful and helpful for someone like me. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go to the drawing board and figure this out for myself and try to get the headliner off myself to put the sound deadener material up there as well, and then fix the camera wire because I can hear it moving a little bit. So there you go, you kind of get the idea there. You see how it's being sandwiched on top of each other? That's already considered 2 layers there. And what you want to do next is now you want to do the lower section on this side here as far as you can reach down, and then do the same thing on the opposite side. So you want to start with this side going forward first, and then this side going all the way in afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and get that deadener material in there now, and then from there I'm going to stop the video and go to the next section because I don't want my phone to overheat, because it overheated me the first time when I was trying to do the other the driver's side door. Within 20 minutes of the video recording, it literally overheated, and I had to wait about a whole hour for it to cool down, which kind of sucks for being a $1,400 Samsung Galaxy Note 9. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get this in here. Here we go. So again, you want to go all the way in. You are going to get this butyl stuck, but now you want to go to the bottom part here that you see here. You see how I'm putting it in the bottom? We want to do that. We want to go all the way down as far as we can on the bottom here, like this. So now it's all the way here in this area here at the bottom. We're going to do the same thing on this side here, and that's already a 3rd layer going into the wall there of the Flex. And now we do the same thing. Grab the roller thing or flathead screwdriver, whatever you want to use, and start smashing it in just like that, all the way till it sticks on really good. You want that material to stick. You want it to stick to the skin of the car and not move out of place. So now I have to do whatever I can here without hurting myself. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and do that part, and then finish this part of the video and start the next section, which is the lower area. But you kind of get the point, right, on how to install the sound deadener in the front. It will be the same thing for the rear door. It'll be the same exact thing for the rear door. So we want to get these sections going straight but on, just like that. Beautiful. See that? And I want you guys to see that real quick. This is how it looks inside. See that? So we want to just get in there real quick with your hand and just press that against the wall there. And now it's against the wall as far as it can possibly go. I couldn't go any lower than that. But now we can go ahead and start covering this area here with your fingers there. And then we repeat the same thing with the roller. And I'm going to go ahead and basically stop the video here. And if I talk too much, I apologize, but I'm not good with editing videos with music. Peace. Alrighty, and we're done with section 2. Now we're going to go with section 3. But before we do that, I wanted to show you guys how it sounds. So here's the top again. Okay. And then here's the section 2, which is these 2 crevice areas. See that? But see, as you go down, where there isn't any sound deadener, it starts changing. Once you add your full deadener on the doors, it'll sound solid and it won't sound like this. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, guys, and thank you so much for being patient with me on this video. I'm only going to do the front door for today, for this part of the video. On the next video, I'm going to do the rear door because it's kind of getting a little dark and it looks like it might rain. So I'm going to have to hurry up and finish this part of the project and go back inside and see how things go at home with the wife and stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the rest of this. Alrighty, so this last section is going to be the bottom. I'm going to be putting again 4 sheets here to see how things sound, and if I feel that it needs to sound more dead, then I'll add additional sheets. But for sure you do require at least 10 sheets to make it sound like super solid. So we're going to go ahead and finish this project. So let's go ahead and keep going. The rest will be up to you. I'm going to see if I can do the rear door. Might as well get it done if I can, and we'll go from there. Only time will tell, and the way the weather is right now, to see if I'll be able to finish the rear door. But let's get started here. Okay, so here's one section here. Sorry about my gigantic Shrek hand or arm, but you kind of get the idea there. We want it to go up as far as we can go up on this door skin here, but I kind of got it stuck with the beetle. The beetle's really sticky, so once it's on, it's kind of hard to take off. So I don't recommend you trying to remove this after you install it, because it's going to be very difficult to remove, man. Very difficult to remove. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Definitely possible. Anything's possible. But yeah, this is what we're looking at here. So here we go. Let me go ahead and grab my thing. This is so you can see how the deadener, the point was to try to get it as far in there as possible at the top going up, but this is about as far as I can go because the deadener got stuck. So probably on the next sheet or layer that I do, I could probably get it up. But let me finish this up, and then we'll try to wrap this up here on this video, because this is kind of taking kind of long. All right, let me show you guys real quick something. So in this area here, you can kind of see you have to reach as far as you can back there to like really put in, press in the sound deadener material into the edge of the door. And you want to keep doing this until you have it as smashed as you possibly can into the door, like I said earlier in the video. And again, I'm doing everything single-handedly here, so hopefully the video doesn't move as much here, but you kind of get an idea here how this is supposed to go. Freaking hands getting tired. But yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like here. Once this is done, then we go ahead and do the lower section that you see there. We'll start trying to do the lower section that goes all the way to the back, which you can see there, up to the bottom, up to the part where it curves in, and then this door will be done. So I'm gonna stop the video here on this door, finish it off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it sounds like, and then from there that's about it. I'm pretty sure you guys can put the door panel back with no problem. But yep, this is gonna be pretty much it for now on this door. We're gonna get started on the back door, and after I put the panel together. So thank you very much, guys, for you know, giving me the thumbs up, and for those of you who subscribe to me and those following me on Instagram. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, section 3 is officially done. Here's what the inside looks like. So I did end up using 10 sheets, like I said, on just like the other driver's side door. And here's what everything looks like inside, all the way to the bottom. You guys can see all of that there, all the way to the bottom, curved in. So what I did was I curved in with my fingers all the way down to the middle here, and I started pressing in as hard as I could with my fingers to get that section in all the way to the back there. And I didn't do these areas because I didn't think it was necessary to do these. These are covered up by some kind of a foam material on the inside, like it's sandwiched in, so I didn't think it was necessary. But here's the rest of the door, so you can see how I did everything. Here's section 2. Okay, that's all of it there. And then obviously section 3 at the very top. I couldn't do this part of the door here, but I did the rest of it. You kind of see in a way, if I can get the camera to focus. No, yes, here we go. But seems like I can't go that far because my camera phone is a little too big, so I had to flip the phone over. Sorry about the shitty video quality, but there you go. There's a section all the way back, so you can see how far it goes. That's all the way to the front of the door by where the mirror is at right there. So let's go ahead and close this door now. Oops. And show you guys how everything was done here. So here's the top section. Okay. Here's the middle section. And here's the bottom section. All the way to the bottom. Did it make the door heavier to open and close? Yes, it did make it heavier. I believe each sheet weighs about a pound. Yeah, about a pound or so. So that's about 10 pounds added to the door, but it made it more solid. Now, I'm not somebody who necessarily cares about the gas mileage part of the car. So my focus here on the Flex is to put a nice audio system in it, have the car as quiet as I possibly can with whatever materials I can afford to install in it, and then 3, make sure that I have a really nice SQ system in the vehicle, and be happy with it. So this is the first time I'm actually putting so much money into a car, because if you guys see, I still have my my Park Avenue over there that I'm still need to work on. But considering that it doesn't start because it has about $3,000 of things that it needs, I figured I focus on the car that does work. So if there's anybody following me on the Park Avenue or for the Park Avenue purposes, please be patient. I will get to that car eventually, just not at this moment. Right now I want to focus on the car that actually works, and of course it's going to work because the car is 4 months old. But with that said, I'm going to save the next video for the rear door because I'm really tired. I've been working on this thing for over an hour, plus I did the rear door on the other side before I started this one. So I've been out here since around, I'm gonna say maybe 1 o'clock, 2 p.m. maybe, and right now is maybe about 6. So yeah, I've been out here for hours getting this done. But yeah, again, everything's done. Here you go again, one more time. Section 2, section 3, and that's the back. Here's the non-treated side. Okay, now we're going to come over here to the other side. Now this side over here on the rear door has 8 sheets of sound deadening material to make it as quiet as possible. So if you get any kind of road debris, it's not going to hit your door. If it does hit your door, you're not really going to hear it. So this is just so you get an idea. So I don't know how these rear areas here, how I'm going to get the deadener in there, or even the trunk or the floor or the ceiling, but I am slowly working on getting that together. I'm trying to do as much research as I can to figure things out on this vehicle so I won't break anything, and then pass that information down to all of you. So anyways, this is going to be the end of my video. Thank you very much for watching it. I hope you guys enjoyed the lengthy video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you have a Flex and you want to follow along, please subscribe to the channel. It's 100% free. There's no advertisements on my channel because I don't have anything monetized. But if there are advertisements, that's YouTube there, not on me. I don't put ads. But yeah, again, you got any other flex owners and you're following me on Instagram, thank you very much for following me there. I post more pictures there of things that I'm doing versus what I do here on the YouTube channel, but I try to pre-plan my stuff and then go from there. But again, thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate it very much. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys later. Bye bye.